All right. Hello, Illinois FFA. My name is Cori Malone. I'm so excited to talk with you this afternoon. I'm going to give it a couple minutes so some people can jump on this video, and here in about a minute, we'll go ahead and get started. All right. Well, I was told that minute that I wait would feel like an eternity, and it really did while I was sitting here. So we're going to go ahead and get going. As I said, my name is Cori Malone. I am an academic advisor at Illinois State University in the Department of Agriculture. And I am so excited to be here with you this afternoon to talk a little bit about my career and then the opportunities available at Illinois State University. So to get started, I'll just tell you a little bit about myself, and feel free to ask questions as you want to. Otherwise, I'll kind of try and lead the conversation. So a little bit about me. I grew up on a corn, soybean, and beef cattle farm outside the small town of Minear, Illinois. So Minear is only about 1,200 people. So if you actually know where Minear, Illinois is, give this video a like right now, okay? Because not many people know where Minear, Illinois is. I grew up with a mom who was an ag teacher, Joan Harrison, and so my earliest memories of FFA are when I was a kid and her taking me along to different events with her and her students. And I just remember when I got into high school, I could not wait to join FFA. So I attended Olympia High School and was a part of the FFA program there. I actually dug way back into the memory box and found my old jacket. I'm not going to try it on and see if it still fits, but I do still have my old jacket. The memories that come with this jacket were just unforgettable. So when I was in FFA, as I said, I grew up with beef cattle. My favorite event was livestock judging. I loved Parley Pro. And I loved the Section 9 FFA fair every summer. So those are what I really look forward to. After high school then, went on to college at Oklahoma State University, where I was a double major in animal science and ag communications. While I was there, I was really active in a lot of different clubs at Oklahoma State. I was also president of my Junior Cattle Breed Association, so the North American Limousine Junior Association. And all of those opportunities really helped me discover my passion for sharing my ag story with others, and then also advocating for the beef industry. The one thing I really realized in my time at Oklahoma State was how much I wanted to come back and be a part of the family farm. So when I started looking for graduate schools, Illinois State kind of seemed like the perfect fit. The minute that I walked through the doors, I knew that it was going to be a great fit for me. So I pursued my master's degree at Illinois State in ag education and leadership. A lot of my research looked at experiential learning in animal science curriculum. And so I was actually able, when I was in grad school, to teach an animal science course. And it was kind of my aha moment in that I taught that course and I realized how much I loved working with students, particularly in animal science, but agriculture in general. And for me, it led to a full-time position with Illinois State in the Department of Ag, lecturing some courses. And then eventually that led into becoming an academic advisor, which I really enjoy, working with the students and helping them find the steps that they need to take to reach their goals. On a personal level, my husband also works at Illinois State University. He works at the university farm. Together, along with my parents, we run about 75 head of beef cattle. We're a seed stock operation. I actually just got done working a group of cows right before I had to come get on this, so I had to change pretty quickly for this video. And then, of course, I have to mention that we just had our first child in February. We had a daughter. Her name's Ada, and we cannot wait for her to be a part of FFA. And then hopefully attend Illinois State University. So like I mentioned at the start of this, let's make this fun, interactive. If you've ever been a part of my classes, you know that I like interacting with my students. And so you ask me some questions, and then, like I said, have that agriculture Illinois State website pulled up, and I'm going to ask you some questions as well. If you're able to answer my questions, comment with your answers, and then right after this live, I will randomly select someone to send an ISU prize pack to, okay? And I'll have Dr. Maxwell help me put that prize pack together, so it could be really interesting. So the first question that I think I will answer is, how did I know Illinois State was the university for me, and how would I encourage students when they're looking for a university? For me, like I mentioned, I came from a small town, so that close-knit community feeling was really important to me when I was looking for my graduate school. And then at that, I wanted that close-knit feeling, but I didn't want to sacrifice career opportunities. And so finding the balance in those things, a small school where you're a name instead of a number, but still having those big-time opportunities, that was really important to me. And so the Department of Ag at ISU is about 500 students, give or take. And we have about a 20 student per faculty member, student to faculty member ratio. So 20 to 1 student to faculty ratio. And so what's so great about that is that you're a name and you're not a number at Illinois State. And then also with our location, being located in Bloomington Normal, there's some really, really great agricultural companies and agricultural commodity groups there. That some phenomenal internships are available to students, and then eventually career opportunities. So that's kind of how I knew that Illinois State was the university for me as a student, and then led into that career. How I would recommend that you as high school students make that decision is, for me, it's all about the feeling after you attend or once you attend the university or go on a tour. It's really hard to watch the comments on this and also keep talking to you. When you go on a tour of the university, it's all about the feeling. So I really encourage everyone to, yes, go to that campus and take a tour, and not just tour the university, but also make sure you schedule a tour within the specific Department of Ag so that you can go for what's going to be your home for the next 4 years. For me, that's what it took immediately, and I knew that ISU was the place that I wanted to go to grad school. All right, so I'm going to try and back up to some of these questions so that I get to all of them. All right, so the first one that I see asked about some of the extracurriculars at ISU that are related to agriculture, and this is one of the things that makes the Department of Ag at ISU so great, is that we have so many registered student organizations that call the Department of Ag home. So let's see if I can list these. I believe there's 12 different RSOs. So we've got Ag Science Club, Ag Ambassadors. Yeah, I have a cheat sheet so I don't forget any. Ag Communicators of Tomorrow, Collegiate FFA and PAS, Collegiate Farm Bureau, Hoof and Horn, Horticulture Club, Independent Service Dogs Organization, Trap and Skeet, Manners, which is Minorities in Agriculture and Natural Resources, National Agri-Marketing Association, and then Student Pre-Vet Association. We also have some professional and social fraternities and sororities. So we have Alpha Zeta, Sigma Alpha, Farmhouse. And so this is one of those things that really makes your education at ISU unique, is that, of course, what we learn in the classroom is valuable to that future career, but as you all know, networking in these different student clubs is going to be really, really important to future success and future career success. So we have, no matter what you're interested in, we have a club for it, and that's going to be where you can really meet those professionals in that area that you're interested in. Okay, so that's going to bring me to my first question for you. So if you're on the Illinois State Ag website, which is agriculture.illinoisstate.edu, my first question for you is going to be, in the comment box below, name one of the Horticulture Club advisors. All right, so answer that. Name one of our Horticulture Club advisors below. That will enter you to be maybe randomly selected for an ISU prize pack. Okay, next question. What are some things that are unique to ISU? You know, this is something that I think about when I talk with students a lot. What really makes ISU unique? And one that I keep coming back to is that the president of our university, President Dietz, he is very closely related to agriculture. So he grew up on a dairy farm. And so he is very passionate about agriculture. He wants to make sure that the opportunities for our agricultural students are there. So he prioritizes the needs of our university farm, of our horticulture center, of our entire department quite well. And I'm not sure that at any other university in the state, and I don't know this for sure, but that a president of the entire university has that close of a connection to agriculture. So we're really proud of President Dietz and his passion for the agricultural industry. So that's one thing that I think is super unique about ISU, and one thing that you really notice when you come on campus. All right, next question. Favorite part of the ISU campus? What is my favorite part of the ISU campus? Obviously, it's the university farm and the horticulture center. I particularly teach mostly at the university farm. Our farm does an excellent job at catering to the needs of our students in their classes. So a majority of the classes in the Department of Ag are going to have some component, some hands-on component that takes place at the university farm or at the horticulture center. Our horticulture center even has an outdoor classroom that students help to build, and they get to have classes out there when the weather's nice in Illinois, which we know doesn't happen all the time. But on those rare occasions that we have nice days in Illinois, we get to utilize that outdoor classroom at the Hort Center. So that's pretty great. All right, so another question for you guys. Drop your answer in the comments. What species of livestock does the Illinois State University farm house? All right, so let me know one of those species of livestock that the Illinois State University houses in the comments below. All right, next question. Hey everybody, I love that I can see some students on here. Hey Casey. All right, so next question was a little bit about the different programs or majors that the Department of Agriculture offers at Illinois State. So we actually offer 10 different agricultural sequences at Illinois State. Those are ag business, ag communications and leadership, ag education, agronomy management, crop and soil science, food industry management, hort and landscape management, and then our animal sequences, which are animal industry management, animal science, and pre-veterinary medicine. So what's great about these sequences, and one thing that I do think makes us different than other Illinois universities, is that we are all housed in the same building, in ROP Agriculture Building. So professors from all of these different sequences offices are right next to each other, and that really allows for a lot of really cool collaboration between professors, between classes. And what I think that does for our students is it really allows us to produce a super well-rounded student when they leave Illinois State University. So, of course, me being someone who's passionate about beef cattle and animal science, of course my animal science classes are important. But in addition, ag business classes were important to my future success. So I was able to take a lot of those courses and interact with a lot of those different professors when I was at Illinois State. And I really just think that that is one of the cool, unique aspects about ISU. Let's see if I can think of a question off of this. So if you're on the agriculture website, my next question for you guys is, again, drop your answers. And I love seeing these answers coming in. Drop your answer to this question. At ISU, name one of our agribusiness professors, okay? So there's 5 of them. You only have to name one. All right, so name an agribusiness professor. Okay, so let's see. Next question. I think I'm caught up. I know there's a little bit of delay between the comments. Yes, someone mentioned Dolly the llama at ISU. We do have one llama at the ISU farm, and she protects our sheep flock. So that's great. Next question. Let me talk to you a little bit about our scholarship opportunities in the Department of Ag at ISU. So in addition to the scholarships that are offered by our admissions office, scholarships like the Presidential Scholarship and Redbird Scholarship, which are merit-based scholarships for the whole university, students in the Department of Agriculture have a unique opportunity in that they are able to submit one application, and it will apply them for any and all scholarships they are eligible for that we have within our department. And so how this is done is you go to the ISU Ag website, which hopefully most of you are there, and you click on the academics tab, and you'll see in the sidebar that there's a sidebar that says scholarships. And you click on that, And then what you're able to do if you attend ISU is fill out that one application. It's going to ask the typical information that's asked on scholarship applications. And then when you click submit, it's going to submit that for all scholarships that you might be eligible for. So for instance, if a specific scholarship is looking for an ag business student with a GPA of 2.5 or above, if you fit that category and you have filled out that application, you're going to be applied for that scholarship. Typical deadline for this is going to be around the first of the year, so end of January, 1st of February, and then our students are notified if they won that scholarship or if they were awarded that scholarship around late April or May. So that is one great thing. I know that those of you who are in high school, you are probably so sick of filling out those scholarship applications. I can remember back to my junior and senior year, and I think my hand got a little tired from completing those applications. But this is one really unique thing for our students. You go in, you fill out that one application, and you're applied for all scholarships that you're eligible for. So typically, those students are recognized at our awards banquet at the end of April. As you all know, due to the unique situation that we're in, we weren't able to have that awards banquet, so those students were notified via email of their scholarships. All right, great. I see some awesome answers coming in here. I love it. Great, great. Have I missed any questions in here? If I'm missing your question, please feel free to ask it again. Let's see, just some other things that we can talk about. Let's see. A lot of students typically will ask me about what are the requirements to be accepted into the university. Those requirements aren't really published. When you apply to Illinois State University, of course, admission priority is going to be based on your academic record. So they are going to want to know your high school courses that you have completed, your GPA, SAT or ACT scores, and then you have the option to submit an academic personal statement when you apply. The admitted student profile for 2019 of our freshman students, that middle 50%, their ACT scores range from 21 to 26, SAT scores from 1030 to 1200. So that kind of gives you an idea of what that middle percentage of our freshman class in 2019 looked like. If you're interested in learning more about this, visit our admissions website, which is admissions.illinoisstate.edu. All right, next question. Best advice I have received and that I can pass on. I'm trying to think of some advice that maybe Dr. Maxwell has given me, since I know that he is tuned in right now. And of course, it's not coming to me. But I think the best advice I probably have ever received was to never stop learning and just to be a lifelong learner. Sometimes when we think we know it all, we get stuck in a rut. So I'm always looking for new opportunities to learn new things and kind of widen my pool of knowledge. So that's probably the best advice that I have ever received, is to be a lifelong learner. And so that applies to all different aspects. Of course, it applies to academics, but also applies just kind of to life in general. I'm not exactly sure what time it is. Next question. So next question was, what is your biggest piece of life or college advice? And I guess the last question that I was kind of answering when I got kicked off was just, what advice do I have for high school students or college students? And I just kind of will tie that in with what I said was the best advice I ever received, and that was to be a lifelong learner, whether that's in your classes, always ask, for more information, or even in life, just learn more, never stop learning. You kind of get stuck in a rut when you stop learning. I always hate people when they say, oh, well, we've always done it this way. Oh, isn't that the worst thing that you can hear? So I would encourage you to always keep learning. Okay. Are there any more questions? I guess maybe while those questions are rolling in, I'll talk a little bit about our Ag Ed program. So Dr. Maxwell and I think Dr. Solomonson was logged on my first slide before I got kicked off. And of course, there are Ag Ed programs. So Just a little bit about our ag program. As everybody knows, ISU has a really strong reputation in education in general, and that kind of helps to carry on into our ag ed program. Currently, our ag ed professors are Dr. Lucas Maxwell, who is on this particular Facebook Live, and also Dr. Jay Solomonson will be joining us in the fall. We are so excited to be welcoming him to our strong program. What's unique about the two of these two is that they have more than 20 years of experience teaching and working in Illinois ag education. So they know Illinois ag education, and they are excellent. They provide excellent guidance to our ag ed students. In addition, this past year, 100% of our ag ed students passed the Ed TPA. So that's exciting. We heard a lot about the Ed TPA from our students. We always do around the time that it's due. And so we're always excited when 100% of our students can pass that. Another unique thing about education at Illinois State University is that about 1 in 4 first-year teachers are past Redbirds. So that kind of is a testament to our strong education reputation at ISU. Okay, so again, let me get back to, I know I just saw a question that rolled across here. The question was, do scholarships go to transfer students as well? And yes, there absolutely is. Again, that same place that I talked about on our ag website, agriculture.illinoisstate.edu, allows you to apply as a transfer student or apply as an incoming freshman. So yes, same exact procedure applies to transfer students on scholarships. Okay, next question. Let's see. Any advice for students wanting to pursue a degree in ag education? Again, I'm going to say that reach out to one of these two phenomenal resources that we have for you in ag education, Dr. Maxwell and Dr. Solomonson. Come take a tour of ISU and see if it's a great fit for you. You're more than welcome to contact me or either of those, Dr. Maxwell or Dr. Solomonson, to kind of get more of an idea of what your future curriculum will look like in ag ed. Also the certain requirements of you, the certain tests that you'll have to take. Use your resources. That's another great piece of advice, is use those resources that are available to you, those mentors that can really give you some good guidance. Okay, next question. When taking a tour of the department, can you tour the ISU farm? And the answer is yes, absolutely. We are so proud of everything agriculture at our university. So if you sign up to take the tour of the entire campus, Illinois State University campus, that is going to be just kind of a general tour of our university. But then if you reach out to myself, our other academic advisor, whose name is coincidentally Dave Malone, and we aren't related, we are able to set up whatever kind of tour you would like to have. So of ROP Agriculture Building, of the university farm, of our horticulture center, we can take you and show you every aspect of our university. So yes, of course, we are happy to show off our farm, our hort center, whatever you want to see. Let's see. Any advice for students interested in ag communications? Again, I would kind of just offer the same advice, and that's to use your resources that you have available to you. The great thing about ag communications, the great thing about agriculture is there's always a need for us to communicate what we do in ag to the consuming public. And so that kind of is a testament to the need for ag communications and ag communications students. And so I would just say, use those resources, find what you're passionate about communicating, where you want to fit in that AgCom sector, because we all know there's a lot of different aspects to AgCom, and just kind of figure out where you want to fit in, and then have your academic coursework kind of match up to that. So if you're interested in graphic design, take a lot of graphic design courses and that kind of thing. Internships, of course, we talked a little bit about those on my first Facebook Live, but those are, of course, super important to every aspect of ag. All right. Awesome. Okay. So as we wrap up here, I want to make sure if you have any more questions about the Department of Agriculture at Illinois State University, feel free to contact me. I'm going to drop my contact information in the comment section of both live videos. And I'll also drop the contact information for Dave Malone, our other academic advisor, in those comment sections. Feel free to reach out if you want to tour our department. If you have any questions about any aspect, we're more than happy to get back with you. It looks like Dr. Maxwell just dropped his contact information for those of you that are interested in Ag Ed or Ag Com. Of course, feel free to reach out to anyone. Thanks again for having me. It was a blast to be here this afternoon, and best of luck in your future endeavors.